The apparition's an image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, our final topic. And what I'm trying to show is Our Lady is our mother. We can have recourse to her. She shows herself as a mother and as a virgin, as the one who will crush the serpent, as the name Guadalupe means. She shows herself as a holy mother of God and as a mother to each one of us. In 1531, historically, it was at the height of the Aztec Empire, where through warfare, the Aztecs believed that they were collaborating with their supreme deity, supplying human blood and hearts to maintain the harmony of the universe. On the 12th of December, which is the Julian calendar, it's now, the 12th of December is the Gregorian calendar, but at the time of the apparitions, it was the Julian calendar. It was the 22nd. We lost 10 days in the recalculation of time. On the 22nd of December in Mexico, we have the winter solstice arriving, and the days begin to get longer. But in 1531, the same date, there was expected an eclipse of the moon and a great fear that darkness might be prolonged. Because the Aztecs were afraid of the dark. They were known as the people of the sun. So the first apparition, we know from astronomers, occurred at 6:45 a.m. Juan Diego, now a saint of God, was a poor, humble man on his way to church, passed near Tepeyac on a Saturday, on his way to honor Our Lady on the Saturday morning Mass, which was dedicated to her. He heard someone call him, Juanito, Juanito, Juanito Dieguito. He felt an interior impulse to climb the hill to see who was there. When he arrived, he saw a beautiful celestial young woman waiting for him, inviting him to come closer. He noticed immediately her majesty and graciousness. Her garments shone like the sun, and around her were beams of light. 4 apparitions in total. And here she reveals who she is, saying, "Know and be assured, my dearest son, that I am the perfect ever Virgin, Holy Mary, the Mother of the one true God. I greatly desire that my sacred house should be built here, because I am truly honored to be the compassionate mother of all, both you and all the people in this land, and still others who are my beloved, who call to me, seeking me, those who honor me, trusting in my intercession." And she left her image on the tilma. As we can see on these images, he encounters her, and she mandates him to go to see Bishop Zumaranga, the Franciscan bishop. So he goes, but the bishop doesn't believe him initially, but asks for a sign of roses from Catalonia, which he eventually brings. Our Lady places them in the tilma, and she tells him, "Do not open this tilma until you're before the bishop." And he opens the tilma, and not only are the roses there, but the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe is impressed upon it. As he opened it, some other strange, mysterious occurrences happened. We can see the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe standing on the moon to show she is greater than darkness. She stands in front of the sun to show she is greater than the sun, whom they worshipped. She wears a turquoise brighter than the turquoise of the emperor. You see her black belt around her waist, a symbol of her maternity, because pregnant women would wear this cord to show others that they were expecting. And also on her dress you can see quite clearly the famous flowers of Mexico. We discovered on her mantle a series of 46 dots. We weren't quite sure what they were, but they were the stellar constellation that occurred over Mexico City on the morning of the 22nd of December, now the 12th of December, 1531. 46 prominent stars completely. There they are in the constellation. That's what appears on her mantle. That's how they are shown in the night sky. And there they are identified, each one. Jupiter, Mars, the Southern Cross, they're all there. And there's that same constellation without the figure of Our Lady. Also in Mexico, there's the plan of Mexico. We can see the area in which Our Lady appeared. An extraordinary feature about that area. That area contains all volcanoes of Mexico. And there they are on her dress, in the various folds of her dress. All 14 volcanoes of Mexico. So she has everything, the sky, the earth, the flowers, her incarnation. These are the same volcanoes over that area where she appeared. And with the dots, 46 dots, we wondered what they might mean. Why would there be 46 dots on her mantle? And like everything else, it's just another layer of study where you bring in mathematicians and philosophers and theologians and Mariologists, and you keep asking the same questions. And they all pull their hair out. And most of them say, I don't know. But eventually we get to something. We look at her eyes, and we find in both eyes 2 spectrums of light in different locations in each eye. What do we see? We see something remote, but then we digitalize it, and we begin to see people. And different groups of people in each eye. In this eye we see Juan Diego. There he is. And in the other eye, we see 14 people, along with the bishop. So evidently, what's happening is, one eye seems to be taking a photograph of what's in front, and the other eye seems to take a photograph of what's behind, which is a miracle in itself. And this study continues. NASA would call this image a living image, because the temperature of the Tilma is a constant 98.6 and never changes. We also discovered through and with the help of NASA, as they penetrated the colors, that it was nothing, there is nothing on the Tilma. This is floating off the Tilma by between 7 and 10 atomic particles. There's nothing on the Tilma. So we don't understand this image. We took our 46 dots. We removed the sun and the moon and Our Lady and we were left with these. And somebody said, there could be music here. So they began to play it upwards and downwards, turned it upside down, up and down, reversed it, up and down, and turned it sideways, and discovered an entire symphony of music that we don't fully understand, but we do know it's played in what they call the God key. Musicians might understand that. It's a high octave C, and it's continuous. We believe that this music might have therapeutic properties. It might have healing in the soul or in the mind. But we're working on it. It may take some time to unfathom, but we'll get there. I'd like to play that music for you and conclude as you listen to it for 4 minutes in contemplation and in gratitude to Our Lady, Guadalupe, the Immaculate Conception, your mother and my mother, and patroness of the United States and mother of the Americas. May she pray for us.